So sorry, but I'm not taking off my glass.
Lockyer takes a shot, it's low! He's got it! I think he's got it!
Merlin, are you going to speak?
But for me, it was a winner. David.
Well, I'm afraid it wasn't for me, Margaret.
Thank God you're here. Grandma's been raped.
On.
Welcome back to On the Air Tonight. I'm your host, Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we have way too much energy that's probably going to burn out in the next 5 minutes.
Welcome back to Nova.
Bow.
Welcome back to Johnny and Chase in the morning.
Who needs a soundboard when we can just do annoying sounds for the next 60 minutes?
OT80, OT80.
Yeah, welcome back to On the Air Tonight, the only free-to-air podcast that brings you shit. No, it's the only free podcast that brings you free-to-air content.
That's good.
Saying shit halfway through the same line.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I fucked it.
Australia, yeah, you nailed it.
The second time round.
Welcome back to another huge week of free-to-air television.
We're back in the saddle, baby.
This is massive. COVID fucked us for a week.
Mate, Papa Rona can honestly go kick the biggest rock he can find.
We weren't locked out of Trademark Studios, but we thought it wouldn't be wise to. We didn't think that driving 40 minutes to record a podcast about free-to-air television was essential travel during a pandemic.
I think we're on the same page as far as like the last thing we want to do is both of us get fined. It's like, what are you guys doing driving at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night? Recording a podcast? Oh, what's the podcast about?
Just give me the fine, officer.
Yeah, just send me on my merry way.
You got 3 demerit points for bad content.
Oh, well, I'll give you 5 stars if that helps. Yeah. This $7,000 fine. Merry Christmas.
Fuck.
All right.
You've got 3 demerits but 5 stars. So that evens out to a 1-star review.
Oh, that's a break even in my books.
Yeah. Tonight's a special night.
It is a very special night.
8:33 on Thursday, the 8th of April. So,
that's right. The Horsies are playing.
The Horsies are playing the Bunnies tonight. So, and we're recording a podcast during it. And if 6 months ago if you were to tell me we're going to record a podcast during a Horsies game, I'd tell you where you can shove your podcast.
You burn me at the stake for being a witch.
Yeah, but it's just been a real test of the faith. Was that a fart?
No, it was just me squeaky shoes. Sorry.
Last year's been a real test of the faith. So I've gone, all right, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to not do a podcast just to watch us get spanked by the Rabbitohs again. So point is, at multiple times throughout this episode, you're going to give me permission, if that's okay, to check the score.
Look, I'm going to try to. I mean, I think I'm going to get encapsulated by the riveting content that we had tonight. The Australia's #1 show at the moment. MAFS!
We're watching MAFS tonight. You asked for it. Everyone wanted it. It's the show on everyone's lips. It's the hottest show in Australia. Married at First Sight.
We're gonna leave you in some suspense though, because I believe we had. Did we have a review this week?
We did. We did. It's
before we get you into the #1 show in Australia,
we're gonna tell you what someone thought of
Dr. Phil.
Not even the closest to #1 show in Australia.
Not even the #1 show in wherever he's from.
No, in America. All right.
In his household.
Guess who the review's from?
Is it the one and only Papk?
Yes, the OTAT's resident reviewer back on the horse again.
So, some would call him our #1 fan. That might cause some controversy, but...
I'd say that. You guys can battle it out. 5 stars. The boys have a life I envy. Lots of fun. So this is after the house calling episode. The boys have a life of envy. Lots of fun. Again, a good choice of content with Dr. Phil. Can't believe he is still going.
Me either.
19 years. Keep up the loud shirts and the good work, lads. Peace out. Peace out.
What an absolute champion.
I don't know if he's more impressed with the episode or the Dr. Phil reviews or the house calling half of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, you said to me before that like your dad was like, did you really have to spend fucking half the episode talking about you guys being hungover and pissing off your neighbours at your house cooling party, Tom?
Yeah, Dad pretty much gave me like a he had a few beers on the weekend, and then the honesty came out. He's like, so Dr. Phil's probably like your worst episode ever, right? Someone who's listened to every episode.
Well, it's our latest episode, so we thought we'd actually hit our stride by now, but I guess not.
You really dipped at ep 18. I was like, holy shit. But I mean, I can't even be mad. I see where he's coming from. And Dad's like, I actually enjoy the shows that you watch and talk about, and then I go and watch them afterwards. I had no idea what Dr. Phil episode to go and watch after listening to your podcast.
It's if Purgatory was a show, like it's just you're watching, it's like, this is probably what death feels like.
Yeah. I'm between brunch and dinner. Lunch and...
It's a long show.
I'm between brunch and dinner. Oh, it's lunch. Sweet. Purgatory is the time between breakfast and lunch where you're at home from school sick and you're going, what am I and what is life?
Yeah, exactly. The good side of between breakfast and lunch is brunch. The bad side of it is watching Dr. Phil.
Between brunch and lunch. That's where Dr. Phil lies in the spectrum of life.
Lunch.
Blanche. Carte blanche.
Oh, don't get Moradorus back out.
Call back. We were saying Jake.
One of the better ones.
Jake is close to, very close to applying for this show. He's,
yeah.
They're already taking, applications for next season. So
Are they actually?
Yep.
Oh.
It's fucked up between like all of the drama and relationships falling apart and people fucking like hating themselves on the show. In the ad breaks, they have MAFS is now taking applications. Come on this show. And they have like a few clips of the like 2 successful couples that the show's ever produced.
In like it's like 5 years of running or whatever. Yep.
And it's them all happy. And it's like, remember these guys? They actually made it. In between people just tearing each other apart.
Just hating each other while the show's still being filmed.
Watch MAFS. Hate MAFS. Hate all the couples on it. Hate this fucking show and want to kill yourself afterwards. Come and apply.
I'm kind of upset that we didn't get one MAFS application ad.
Yeah, I know, dogs. But then, there's not a whole lot of target marketing going on because the other one is just, the government casting a very wide net over everyone. When we watched a Britney Spears episode, every single ad on demand was Panadol.
Yeah.
We literally went through an ad break that was 6 ads in a row. It was the same Panadol ad.
The exact same ad. Just like, this has got to be a record.
Yeah.
Who's watching? Who was producing this to be like, yeah, just fucking run it?
It was the chef ad in the kitchen, you guys. I'm sure you know it by this point. If you're watching on demand and keeping up with the show.
You're going to need your Panadol if you're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who implemented that advertising campaign were like, who was watching Framing Britney Spears? People with headaches, I guess.
Mostly people with, massive migraines. And if they don't, they will by the end of this screening.
Yeah.
Watching Carl Stefanovic bloated face just like, well, if you like Britney, you'll love drugs. Here's some Panadol.
How do you think I got this way? Crushing up 3 of these, snorting them in the morning, and then putting a little 2 on my dinner as well.
Having way too much fun at the Logies. Coming to work 2 hours later.
How do you think I make it through fucking Lisa Wilkinson every morning?
Not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever his faceless female counterpart is on that fucking show now.
Is she on the project now or something?
Lisa is, but I don't know who Carl's got next to him on the Today Show.
Oh, yeah. Koshy. Oh, Carl, why you gotta be such a rat, man?
I love how with Carl's like promo photo for today, it's not a recent photo.
No, Tim's still with a full head of hair, like below
really thin up.
Yeah, below 15% body fat. Yeah.
It cuts to him being like, "Yeah, we're doing cash cow on Monday." Just fresh off 4 Panadols and 6 cheeseburgers.
The photo's like Jack Nicholson for The Shining shoot, and the actual show's just Jack Nicholson in The Departed, just fat gluttonous, just. Well, here's the fucking weather.
I smell a rat. These fucking gnawing rats.
They should just get on MAFS. They should get a celebrity, and the celebrity should be like the one. Because I'm sure Carl does. He have a? I'm just judging him. Does he have like a family?
And this is I think he. My grandma was upset at him for some reason, which is usually my barometer of who's done what wrong in the free-to-air world.
In between teeing off about the Royals and fucking Bushell's tea going up by 30 cents a bag.
Grant is my judgment for have the Royals done good or bad, and is Carl still a good guy?
And did you make the tea right?
But I don't. It's the reason I think he isn't in the good books with my gran is that he walked out on his missus or like he's a home wrecker or something. He's not in the new idea demos good books.
He doesn't seem like the initial perception of Carl when he came on was like, oh, the charismatic TV presenter,
Bit of a larrikin.
Australia's good boy. And just as time's gone on, it's just like, yeah, the rust is starting to show on the hull of the ship. Abandoned ship.
Stefanovic's going down. King Carl, king of the sea, is now the bottom of the ocean.
He's hit the iceberg. He's smoking it out of a light bulb.
He's a big iceberg now. It's just his fucking weather man and like female counterparts trying to steer the fucking thing.
Just like making sure he doesn't blow up at any one time. Just make sure he's sedated with enough Panadol.
You know, in Pirates of the Caribbean or any boat movie when the boat is going in circles and the steering ship is going really fast.
on like the whirlpool.
That's Carl just spazzing out, going and the girl's going trying to. Like the Lisa Wilkinson, go on track.
Producers just got to be like, orchestrate. We've got to go to break. We've already been on like 6 commercial breaks in the past 10 minutes. Go to break. He's having a meltdown.
Carl's doing manies again. His Black Pearl just sinking.
His brother's just like the US correspondent's like, this is why I had to get on a different continent.
The brothers winning Walkleys and doing actual journalism for 60 minutes.
The only way I could get out of my brother's like shit show of a shadow is just to get to a different continent and be a correspondent over there.
He's like, Carl will forever make more money than me. I'll never stack up to him.
So, Peter, we hear there's been riots going on in Washington, D.C. this week. Can you just elaborate a little bit on this? Some really trying times over there in the United States. It's fucking better than living with Carl. I'll tell you that much.
Carl, back to you. Oh, Pete.
The little brother with a little dick.
Just like Mummy used to tell you. Those riots, huh?
Oh, to be on the fly on the wall at the Stefo Christmas.
Stefanovic housewarmings, the Stefanovic Thanksgivings. My God, the dream.
Oh, mate, I'd love to go there, but until then, all we've got is MAFS, a.k.a. Married at First Sight, which if you don't know what Married at First Sight is, if you've been living under a rock, I think Tom can give a pretty good synopsis of this because he is the residential OTAT expert on MAFS.
I can't believe we're doing this show first things first.
Mate, #1 show in Australia.
How did we get here? We started this podcast with
Australian story.
with the intent to do some integral, some real... We started out as Peter Stefanovic. We've morphed into Carl.
Just money grabbing at any opportunity we can.
Bluey, great Brisbane local production. Mastermind.
Australian dream.
60 minutes. Fucking maths.
Yeah,
Cut to Ep 19. Maths.
Going Gordon Ramsay, Dr. Phil, hat-trick maths.
Stick around for Lego Masters next week. Sold the fuck out.
Neighbours. But before we get ahead of ourselves, what is MAFS?
What is MAFS?
Educate me.
MAFS has been going for a few years now in Australia. I'd safe to say 10. Haven't done a whole lot of research, but 8. No, I'd say about 7 seasons.
Yeah, right.
It started out as a humble social experiment that actually had the intention to match up couples who were at a point in their life where they were ready to settle down and for whatever reason they hadn't. So they come on MAFS and they go, all right, let's see if I can fall in love with someone who I've never met before. Mm-hmm. Married at First Sight.
So they get experts in to be like, these two people would be compatible.
Yeah. If you see the people now, you'd really question the legitimacy of those experts and their matchmaking compatibility.
One's Carl.
Carlos, is this broad good for this lass?
I don't know.
Is this broad good for this lad?
Yeah, same sex. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's like me and Lise. It's the same shit.
Good banter, eh, Lise? Fuck off, Carl.
And what the show's morphed into now is just sociopaths just fighting each other and no real love making or matchmaking going on. No one's really on there to find love anymore. Most people are on there to get Insta famous and
make
pick up a shitty radio job on fucking Nova.
or completely destroy your radio career.
Yeah. Yeah, which big King Bryce, big fried rice Bryce did.
I feel like he's just going to be the crux of the episode.
Yeah. He's the crux of the whole show.
Yeah, the guy's a supervillain.
If this season would not exist without that guy, or it would not be as entertaining.
Yeah, you could literally change the name of MAFS to just like the deterioration of the man's mind, a Bryce story.
Yes, dude. Yeah, his hair gets redder as the show goes on. His pigment matches his head closer the show gets to the finale.
Yeah, so to give a bit of forewarning, I hadn't seen much of the show. I'd watched like a little bit of some clips here and there because my housemate's somewhat into it. And like I remember watching one episode, like going, oh, that guy seems like he's just got, like, I know that everyone's a little bit emotional on the show because it's a drama reality TV show, but this guy just seems like he's a little bit, like he shakes when he's like clearly upset. Like, oh, I don't think there's a problem here.
Yeah, he and to give context, I've been keeping up with the show. I wouldn't say I've watched all of it, but it has been a guilty pleasure of mine. So
You're a fan.
I was getting Jake across who's who and where's where when we watched this episode of MAFS. For context, I think we watched episode 18.
27.
27, bullshit.
I
Is
think
there
it's,
that many?
I think it's 27. Yeah, I wrote down ep 27.
Oh, fuck, episode 27. So this is the episode where they bring back old contestants who have been evicted or they've left the experiment, and they bring them all back and put them in a fucking shit show.
I feel like it's a week before. Is the finale like
yeah, so we're recording this on a Thursday. I think when this gets released, the finale will be
the Tuesday
happening.
or the
Yeah,
Wednesday?
at some point that week, yeah. So this isn't a review of the finale, but MAFS will be on the top of your mind. This is a week before the finale. This is a little time capsule for you guys. And yeah, I think the biggest thing that shocked Jake this week was just Bryce's. I mean, anyone who's breezed past the TV in the past 6 months has seen a bit of MAFS and gone, holy shit, who is that guy?
Yeah,
he's the hook.
Definitely, yeah. If there's like just the absolute kerosene on the fire, like you've got like a few people that you could probably bounce off each other that like the relationship experts are like, oh, this person will create drama or this person will be good banter or whatever. And then you've just got like this like reality TV gold where this guy's just like gets antagonized as someone's like, oh, you got a big nose. Oh, I fucking don't.
Hey, Gonzo.
Hey, fried rice.
Fried rice, Bryce. So if you're a MAFS fan, you know that Sam and Bryce, and basically Bryce and everyone on the show has had some sort of confrontation. This is what I was explaining.
Literally, he's had a beef with everyone on the show.
Yeah, but he's one of those people who has no self-awareness or ability to take any accountability for the fact that maybe he's a common denominator in it all.
No, he's just in full denial.
He's just like, no, everyone just hates me for some reason.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, like Sam and a lot of people do push his buttons, and like everyone who gets in those fucking arguments, none of them are at fault. They're all as bad as each other, but at least the other ones know that they're being a bit of a fucking, you know, they're getting under his skin for a reason. Bryce is just like, I'm just defending my wife.
Yep, exactly right.
I'm noble through all of this.
Just in complete denial. Like I said it throughout the episode, like you can clearly tell that for the vast majority, I'd say 99% of the people on the show, with the exception of the one wholesome like intruder guy, what was his? Johnny.
Yeah.
With the exception of Johnny, the theatre producer, I believe he is.
Yeah. The big Taylor Lautner theatre producer.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, gorgeous on the outside and the inside. Like,
just a sweet dude.
He's the only one who's clearly like has any form of genuine intentness to be on the show, like or to show his true colors. Like everyone else is clearly like playing some sort of game on the show.
Yep.
Like, you know, there's a couple. There's like Beck and Jake, who Jake's just like a bit of a brick-headed ex-footy tradie sort of bloke who's just like
just dumb.
Oh yeah, I'm just here to find someone who's on the same page as me.
Yeah.
And then Beck's just like, you've got shit banter.
Yeah. She's going. All he wants from her, Jake's like a fucking idiot. Like he's just dumb as dog shit. But he's just a simple, nice dude who's like, I just want a chick who likes me.
Yeah.
And he's like, Beck, I like you. I would move to Melbourne for you. How do you feel about me?
Listen, it's just hard to say because like you got shit banter, but then you were really nice when my dog was sick.
Yeah, literally. It's like, what if fucking like trivial like insult from your wife. Like
Yep.
I know it's a fake wife, but it's like it's not like, oh, you do this, like you have this shitty character trait. It's like you just don't riff good.
No.
You just have bad. You can't go back and forth with me.
You could say anything like, listen, like there's a different way to phrase it. Like, listen, I just, you know,
We don't have fun together.
look, I always envisage myself with someone who was, you know, had a sense of humor, like was a bit of a larrikin,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And like, you're just a little bit dry for my
Yeah.
liking, but you like didn't want to say anything. It was just like, you just don't have any banter.
Yeah. You got shit chat. He's like,
Oh, what?
but I moved to Melbourne for you,
But I
bro.
bought you nigiri sushi and we're on a boat at Morton. What else do you want, love?
Isn't this enough bants for you? Or bants? I thought you said boat. Sorry, babe.
Bands and MAFS, nah, it doesn't work out. Producer didn't say anything about having a sense of humour.
Babe, I played footy. I'm an ex-AFL player. What do you want from me?
MAFS, I got a different acronym for you. How about CTE, all right? That's what I've got and it's what you'll have in a minute if you keep talking shit about my humour.
I'm the best looking dude on this experiment and I played footy and I'm pretty yoked as well. Can you just take the good with the bad, darling? I'll move to Melbourne for you.
I just want to know if you want to procreate or not. Are you fucking?
We are in a boat.
But
Should it be rocking?
if not, then you'll be sleeping with the fishes tonight, love.
If you don't have sex with me, I'll kill you.
She's like, I got it, okay?
I got it.
That's what I mean. Your banter is not there. You're just threatening me. This is psycho, okay, Jake?
Whenever I try to joke with you, you just threaten to kill me. It's not that funny. You got
telling-
shit chat.
And then friends are like, "So Beck, tell us about Jake. Oh, he's okay. He's got a bit of a funny way of showing his affection. He keeps making these jokes about tying cinder blocks to my ankles and then throwing me off the deepest part of the ocean that he can find. But
But he's cute. He's like kind of cute. He's got these tattoos.
he's got shit banter though."
Babe, I thought banter is when we go back and forth, and then when I don't get the joke anymore, I just say different ways to kill you. Ha ha ha.
Come on. I wasn't being serious.
I was kidding.
But that brings
His
it.
favorite movie's The Godfather. I don't get it.
So my main point, like they're the perfect example where like Jake has like he has some authenticity to him, but majority of people on the show are just there to like, you know, get some sort of political gain.
Yeah.
And Bryce is just like he sticks out like dog's bollocks because all he's ever said is like, people wouldn't get it. Nah. Like he's in full denial about how people feel about him. He's had a conflict with everyone in the house or every other relationship, I should say. I keep thinking they all live in like a big house. I'm like, how are you going to have 10 married couples in one house?
Yeah, they went to a retreat this week, 2 weeks ago.
I think that's the episode I watched.
Yeah, so it's literally just morphing into Big Brother.
Yeah.
It's like they used to go off to each other's houses and live in each other's cities and like be in their own comfort zones. Now they put them all in one building in a hotel, in their own hotel rooms, and then for the rest of it they go to a retreat with all of them there. And they just fucking throw wine and fatigue and fucking like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Yep. Plant mistresses.
Yeah. You should go and talk to that other guy, the producers. You should go and talk to that other guy. It's kind of fucking hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not my husband.
Go on though. We'll give you extra 50 grand.
Yeah, we'll waive the NDA. Yeah, you can talk about us on the radio. It's fine.
Speaking of aggressive blokes, I think you've earned your first check of the footy score, mate.
Ooh.
Look at this, man. His face literally lit up like it was bloody Hanukkah. Like he's never heard the news about, there was a game of footy on.
This could be really bad. I'm guessing.
Yeah, this is going to either...
I'm guessing Bronx down by 10 already.
Against the Rabbitohs?
Against the Rabbitohs.
That's pretty optimistic of you.
So currently right now is recording. 41 minutes in, it's 18-6 to the Rabbitohs.
Okay. 12. You weren't too far off.
Yeah. Yay!
MAFS!
MAFS! Oh, I love the donkeys.
So you got Beck and Jake. Just I put the bitch and the bloke. Just like
accurate.
Just like she's just playing smoke and mirrors and he's just got smoke for a brain. Just, hey,
all fog.
I don't get it. Hey.
Hey.
And they
He literally said because they did a section, would have been the last couple of weeks, where their parents came in.
Oh, okay.
And Beck's parents came in and chatted to Beck and Jake, and Jake's parents came in and vice versa. And Jake was literally sitting there talking to Beck's mum, and he was just like, I just don't like how rude Beck is to me. She's just a bitch.
Does he say that?
Yeah, he's like, I just don't, her rudeness is insane. And she is like so fucking mean. She's
She
just
is.
like a bitchy girl.
Yeah, just like barely even making eye contact, just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
just aloof.
Yeah, just on the boat looking out, and he's like, tell me how you feel about me. Like, do you like me? He's literally saying to his wife, do you like me?
What he's just like, listen, I always envisaged myself like starting a family by like 35. Like, can you say by the time that you're 30, you're 27 now, can you see by the time you're 30 you'd be considering, being a mother? And she's like, I don't put timelines on things, Jake. I don't see myself. I don't live by a timeline. I don't ever have a goal to work towards in life. I don't have any drive. I just have you cleaning up after me all show.
She's like, I don't see time the same way that you do.
Yeah.
My perception of time is kind of otherworldly.
Well, it's not imperial and metric like bloody measurement, love. It's fucking 60 minutes or not. All right.
I see, Beck's there, I actually see non-linear. I'm kind of Nolan-esque. You ever seen Tenet? God's like,
It's McConaughey in True Detective. Time is a flat circle, Jake.
Beck on the boat with the yellow crown. All right. Let's walk hand in hand into oblivion.
I thought I was speaking the truth to the universe, and the universe said, I don't see time like you, Jake.
Oh, what I mean is, will you have a child in the next 3 years?
Oh my God, you're being so difficult. Like, my dog's sick and Bryce is trying to kill me.
Fuck. So she's just she's just the worst.
So you've got those two. They didn't go through every couple. I was hoping they did a quick synopsis on everyone because they seem to be doing flashbacks. The show goes like without commercials an hour and 5. So with commercials, you're looking at a good 90 minutes. Good feature film.
Yeah, and most of it is just recapping old episodes.
Yeah. Clearly, they like when you said episode 18, I was like, no, 27, but it probably feels like episode 18 because they've just stretched the content out.
That's how this show goes for so fucking long. They're like, stretch it out. Money. Everyone wants to advertise in MAFS.
Last week on MAFS. We know what happened last week.
It was last night. This is on 4 times a week.
Last week on MAFS. Stay tuned next week.
Earlier on MAFS. It's like, I kind of see time like the editors in MAFS see time. It's not linear and it doesn't progress at all. I'm just 27. I just keep saying the same thing over and over. All right.
Tom's going schizophrenic after watching the fucking horses go down by 12.
It's Beck morphing into McConaughey from True Detective, dude.
Beck McConaughey.
It's a snake eating its tail. It's non-linear time.
People are just like, what? Yeah, that's how we felt watching MAFS. What, indeed.
She's actually the genius of the show and we're all dumb. She's playing chess while we're playing checkers.
Yep, she's just master of puppets over here.
I don't see time like the rest of you guys.
So she's great.
She's my favorite.
She's your
I
favorite.
think Beck's my favorite. Especially the way she treats Jakey boy.
Oh, poor Jakey.
He just couldn't even get, it makes me sad because he couldn't even get a I like you out of her.
No.
That would have made him happy. It's like, do you like me? She couldn't say
That's
it.
what I fucking mean. Like, this show's been going for what, like 2 months, 3 months now?
Yeah.
And it's probably closer to 2 months. Hasn't been going since the start of the year. But like, surely after that point in time, and like to explain the rules, it's not like people get eliminated off like Big Brother or Survivor or whatever. The couple has to vote. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the couple votes if they want to stay or they leave. If both opt in to stay, they both stay. If both opt to leave, they both leave. If one is vice versa, if one says stay and the other says leave, then they have to stay.
Yeah.
Correct?
So to get out of the experiment, they both have to write leave.
Has Jake? This is really going to test your knowledge. Has like Jake ever gone leave and Beck gone stay, or vice versa?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Because
Yeah, they don't seem like they're on the same page.
clearly she's just an influencer who's like no, this is boosting my numbers. You should see
Yeah.
my traction.
Yeah. And she's like, no matter how much I fucking hate this guy, it's good exposure.
She can't even admit I like you. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather you just be fake
Yeah.
on the show
It's
and
like-
just be like, you're the most sweetest bloke I've ever met. And I
Yeah.
love your banter.
Yeah. You're so funny. Oh, babe, so I'm just gonna put a shotgun to your head and then I'll probably shoot you later.
You're so funny and your penis is totally adequate.
Your football career is totally an achievement. Absolutely.
Tell me more about playing C grade.
Well, is that Southwest Magpies? I've totally had it down. Ha ha ha. I love you, babe. Did you smack your head on the mic?
I nearly did. I fucking lost my headphones last week or last step.
Why is Jake's only banter? Not your banter. Why is Jake on the show's only banter telling to kill him? Telling Becky's gonna kill her.
Because he's a footy bloke. It's been drilled into our minds. If you played footy, you fuck people up.
I'm gonna knock your block off, babe. You're so funny.
Stop it. So, literally, like, Jake will be flogging Beck tonight. We flogged the dead horse of that relationship. You've also got Bryce and Melissa. Is it? No, so yeah, Bryce and Melissa. So we spoke a little bit about Bryce, who, literally is like, he is just the fodder for the entire show. Like, he's had a fight with everyone. Everyone doesn't. There's been a conflict with every single person in the house. If he's had any friends that he's confided in, they've gone and talked shit about him behind his back.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't react well to any time anyone says, like, mate, like, do you think you can look in the mirror? Like,
The relationships have sat him down. The experts have sat him down and been like, you need to observe your own behavior here because it's damaging and you're not going to have any friends on the outside.
yeah,
Even if because him and Melissa are always like, they were before tonight relatively good the whole time. And he's like, the problem's not with me, it's with all of them.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
the expert's like, that's all well and good, but you're just not going to get along with anyone else on the outside because you'll be always protecting your wife.
but there's
Yeah, okay.
there's a clear underlying of the entire show, or like this particular episode of like, does Bryce have like does he have a gourmand on the outside? Is he
Yeah.
seeing some fucking woman on the outside, huh?
It's just one of those things, huh?
Yeah, this thing of
This thing of ours.
can't wait till they put Sopranos on
Free to wear.
free to wear if that'll ever happen.
That's on binge. dog.
That'll be the day.
Yeah. But yeah, Bryce is definitely the common denominator of
Ooh. Get on Bryce
That's
mode.
real Bryce mode. Was
Shaking.
saying before, the guy is probably the most confrontational person I've ever seen, but he's so bad at confrontation. He can't speak without his voice quivering. Or he's getting a bit shaky.
He's literally like a kettle about to boil, just
yeah.
erupting under the
Face
surface.
going red, hot under the collar.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, bro, you're a fucking radio announcer. What happened to you? How did
Yeah.
you get to where you are?
So you were telling me before the show that this guy he's a radio jockey in Canberra, and he's completely fucked his career by being on the show because it's just like, you're the only one out of all these people. You've got personal trainers, teachers, like electricians, like all sorts of different trades. You're the one who's media trained,
Yeah.
and you're the fucking least likable person on the show.
Literally. Yeah, you're public enemy number one. And
100%.
you're probably the worst public speaker out of any of them as well.
Yeah, like at least like learn how to conduct yourself if things aren't going your way. Just like, oh well,
Yeah.
that's just the way things go,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. But not just be like, yeah, no, I smashed a few fucking mirrors in my time, mate.
Like a 1-year-old in the fucking playground, like getting into his first argument, just
I've said it before. Like, his therapy must be just giving himself Chinese burns, just in the dark room, just waiting for Melissa to come home. Just, oh, fucking, hey, honey, I'm good.
love you so much.
But throughout this episode, there's this underlying theme of Bryce having a mistress on the outside of the show in Canberra that he's messaging throughout the filming of the show. And Melissa, his wife, goes and visits his friends in the previous episode, gets the confirmation that no, there's no other woman. You're the only one in his life, love. Poor Melissa. Like she hasn't had a relationship in 12 years.
Yeah, and she's been played by this dude, and she's just so loyal. She's the only person who's stuck by him the whole show, and being like, "You're all wrong about him. What you don't see, what I see." And she's just been like, she pretty much gets confirmation this episode that the Bryce has been seeing another girl the whole time.
Yep. So the crescendo of this episode, the peak that it reaches is like, they show like a couple of like couples going away on dates and stuff, and then they have like a boys' night and a ladies' night, just like, yeah, let's go out, just have a couple of drinks with our mates, and we'll just go out, have a good time, you know, shoot the breeze, whatever. And like Melissa gets the news broken to her by one of the other girls. It's like, I've been texting one of Bryce's mates.
Yeah.
That he has been seeing someone, and her name is Beep.
Yeah. No, she met him at a bar. This guy walked in, the gay guy who Melissa met the week before. He walked into a bar, and then he showed her messages.
That's right.
Yeah, saying all the messages from Bryce or directly from the girl. It was incriminating messages regardless.
Exactly right. So Bryce has clearly just caught himself in hot water here. And then on the other side of town, in Blokeville, USA.
This was my favorite part of the episode.
Oh, they get like this just super villain of a character, which I think we're going to use this as a thumbnail for this episode.
Yeah, Big Sam comes back.
Big Sam, who looks like, I'm going to have to look up the guy's name, but the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, he just looks like an overweight version of him.
Literally peroxide hair and like shitty black facial hair and just the smallest mouth you've ever seen.
Yep, and just
real mouth breather.
Just gross high top cons with just like a bad print on them. Just like, clearly just never grew out of his Black Parade phase.
Clothing brand manager. He owns his own clothing brand.
Yeah, owner.
Yeah, clothing brand owner, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's a special kind of clothing where he just makes exclusively shitty chucks.
Illegally.
Illegally. So he doesn't have the patent and they're bad.
He's the one left standing business in Australia that still has a Chinese connection.
Yeah, he's the only one who's made it through COVID. He's just drawing Converse on Dunlop volley high top.
So why'd you have to leave MAFS? Had a business meeting in Wuhan. Couple of sweatshops.
And he comes back, and if you've been watching the whole series of MAFS, Sam and Bryce went at it pretty hard early on, to the point where Bryce threw a glass of water in Sam's face.
Yeah.
Sam's just this slimy, like sleazy dude who's just there to stir the pot, and he really knows how to get under Bryce's skin. So they show up at the fucking Sam shows up at the boys' night, and he does the rounds. What's up? He gets along with most of the guys, and then they shake hands, Bryce and Sam, and it's like, "Hey mate, nice to see you." He's like, "Yeah, nice to see you." There's not a whole lot of love there.
No, just.
And then Sam just sits down and then just fucking goes Sith mode.
Yeah, literally just fingers tented, just like, I'm gonna eat this up.
I'm gonna just chip. I'm in full control of this guy. Bryce has no fucking choice but to just get pissed off right now. And you see Bryce just go completely red, loses all control of his bodily functions, swinging a naan bread around like it's...
Yeah. So you said it before, like Bryce is like the most confrontational person that doesn't know how to deal with confrontation. And clearly like Sam just lives and breathes it. Like he's just like, he's so calm. He's just like, hey Bryce, like last time you saw me, you threw some water in my face, man. Like there's clearly some issues you've got going on, man.
Yeah.
And like Bryce is just like the whole time, like they're sitting around, like it's like 10 blokes on the show, and like everyone's like sitting there intently watching and listening. Like no one's taking a sip of their beer. And Bryce is there just like inspecting like a piece of tapa spread, just like just like looking at it, just flicking it back and forth like it's a fucking two-headed coin or something.
He's trying to do the thing where he goes, I'm so chill. Even within your line of questioning right now, I'm actually super chill. Can you tell by my tomato red expression on my face?
Whatever bullshit you're saying, I've got better things going on, like my unsatiable appetite of rage and tapas.
Like this fucking naan right here, I'm kind of digging. So like, it doesn't matter what you throw at me, dude. I'm just chowing down on this. But it's like the fakest. Like it's so ingenuine that he's just chilling. He's obviously putting so much thought and effort into this fucking piece of naan.
Yeah.
Just watching it. It's the amount that he looks at it. I've never seen, because naan bread you just throw into your mouth, and he's just every second bite he's like.
And usually when you're having an argument with someone, you're you're not eating. Like if you're having a conflict, especially in a big group, the only reason you're just nibbling on naan like it's a piece of chewing gum is just to make it seem like, yeah, I'm chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm eating bread.
I'm kind of nonplussed about this.
You guys seen this before? Someone looking at bread before? It's fucking pretty chill, dude.
No one's ever stressed or under pressure when they eat naan, dude.
None of that.
None of that.
And
It's just every line of question. He's like, none.
Nah.
How do you think? Do you think you're a bit over the top?
More bread.
He goes through like 3 pieces.
Yeah, he just keeps, because he's just nervous, man. Like he doesn't want to, like I said, like during the show, he doesn't want to bite through his tongue and just bleed out over everyone. So he's just like, I've got to keep putting like some sort of cushioning in my mouth just so I don't grind my own molars down.
Yeah.
And Sam just like goes, like, say, he's like, yeah, so what do you think of that? Like basically tells him his opinion. He's like, okay. And he's like, okay. He's like, no, I said I don't care. Just like, stop fucking eating. You're on a TV show. You keep eating bread. We can't understand what you're saying, you muffled cunt.
Enunciate, bros.
Oh,
No.
I don't care.
Okay. I said I don't care.
They're just like, oh, all right. And then like all these blokes, like the average age of the show is like probably like, I'd say like 31, 32. Like you've got everywhere from like 27 through to, there's like 35. There's one bloke at the table who's 44 who's just like absolute beefcake of a human.
Yeah.
He's also
He's
like
the prestige car salesman.
Yeah.
Just sitting there going, boys, let's keep it constructive, all right?
come on, all right. Instead of being destructive, let's be a bit more constructive. All right. So, yeah, and like he's like, Bryce, is there anything you want to say to Sam that could be a bit more constructive? He's like, no, all right, I'm good with my bread. I'm fine.
No, I'm just chilling. And then he throws to Sam and he's like, Sam, is there anything above the belt constructive that you could say to him? And he's just like, do you ever like look at yourself in the mirror, Bryce?
Dude, Bryce's response is so good. He's like, listen, he's not like he says a few shitty things, and he's like, listen, man, like the problem that you had with me, and the reason you threw water in my fucking face was like, is the same reason that you've had a conflict with everyone in the house. Like, do you ever just like want to look at yourself in the mirror and think that there might be some problem? And Bryce's response is just like, oh, I look at myself in the mirror. I look at myself in the mirror every day, every single day when I wake up.
And he's like, every day. And he's like, have you ever thought about it? He's like, yeah, I break a couple mirrors.
Yeah, I've broken a couple of mirrors.
Broken a couple. This is my big gonzo nose.
Oh, and he's just like, oh, you are like,
Sam's just going, oh, Sith Lord just fucking. I'm breaking him.
It's like that one pyrotechnic kid at school who just like setting fire to like an ant's nest and like putting fuel in. He's just like,
yeah, just watching this guy eat. Sam doesn't even have to do anything. He's just watching Bryce fucking eat himself.
Literally, like he's so calm and collected. He
swallow himself up.
He's just Tom Brady in the pocket, just like, I've never been more in the zone than just watching you just like wither away. Like,
and Sam's they're as bad as each other. Bryce is a fucking pussy psycho, and Sam's like a sociopath.
Yeah, manipulator
who loves watching someone squirm. Yeah, kid with a fucking magnifying glass, just watching this guy fucking. You're on fire.
Good.
And then Bryce, because he's trying to be good. In every other episode earlier to this, he would bite back and he'd get into an argument. Bryce is trying to take the high road because Melissa told him to. So Bryce eventually he takes off and leaves. He's like, all right, I'm done with this. This guy's trying to fucking antagonize me.
Yeah.
I'll yeet out as he gets up to leave.
All right, I'm out.
I'm gonna catch a cab. I'm just gonna catch a cab. What?
Yeah, but finish your bread and then talk. You're gonna fucking say something.
I'm gonna get out of here. What? You have a job where you speak for a living. I just got out of it.
Get this dickhead a kebab and send him home.
I'm gonna cab. So he gets up to leave, and then Sam's just, oh, Bryce,
fried rice, Bryce.
Fried rice, Bryce, where are you going, mate? Just pushing his fucking button. And you can see why Bryce threw a glass of water in his face last time.
Yeah.
So frustrated.
Just an antagonizer.
Yeah. And then as Bryce gets up to leave, Sam's doing the, what did I do?
Hey. Oh.
He's always doing this.
Well, that's Sammy.
I guess I done it again.
Cue the...
Curb your mic stand.
We're going to have heads like Jake before the episode's out.
And yeah, and then fucking Sam's just yelling at him as he walks out on the street, just, all right, Gonzo.
He's gone, mate. Yeah, he's gonzo.
Yeah. Bringing that one fucking for
And
all
like
it's worth.
the dad who was just trying to make it constructive is just like, you fucking serious? Like, I want to break you right now, but just so
Fucking smart ass.
He's not even angry. He's just like disappointed.
Mad, yeah. Because way earlier in the show when Sam and Bryce were having it out, Sam called Bryce Gonzo out of the blue.
Yeah.
And Bryce didn't know who it was.
Yeah, just like,
Way over his head.
Yeah.
It was the best fucking insult ever. He's like, come on, Gonzo. And then this episode, Bryce has done a bit of Googling and he comes back and he's like, okay, so you called me a Muppet.
the producer's just like, all right, we're giving everyone homework. It's just like, all right, Jake, we want you to just to be a bit more articulate. So we want you to go and watch, some of this show. We want you to read a book, or we want you to go maybe pick up on your fashion. Bryce, you have to watch every single fucking Muppets episode ever because you don't know who Gonzo is.
Mate, either that or we just need you to Google every insult that you've been called on this show so far. Fried rice, Bryce.
Are the producers like, do we want to make him more angry? Like,
Yeah.
how much anger can one human body retain?
He goes, Sam gave him a good one earlier in the season. He goes, for a radio presenter, I thought you'd be funnier. You got the personality of a doormat, and that's insulting to doormats. Sam's just sitting there.
I was thinking, like, during the show, I was like, God, like, to make this like a show that you couldn't script, you couldn't write, is like, at the end of the show, if they just said like, oh, Sam ended up taking up a radio job in Canberra. For privacy reasons, we can't disclose what radio station it was. It's like, he took fucking Bryce's old job.
And he would love it.
Mate, that would be like, he could die a happy man for any day.
Yeah, and people would listen to it as well. That's the sad thing.
Yeah.
That would do fucking numbers.
Yeah, just Sam, and he just as his like guest, he just props up a literal doormat. And he's like, I'm here with the charismatic Bryce Fried Rice, Bryce doormat.
Sam and Gonzo in the morning. Coming up.
Hey, it's me, Bryce. I don't even know can't remember what Gonzo sounds like.
I can't either.
think that's him.
That's pretty close.
Sure. we did an alright Kermit Peterson the other week.
Gone through all the Muppets. What else happened in this episode after that fight?
Well, I feel like the that's obviously like the pinnacle of it, but there was one other thing that like sort of like made us both turn to each other. Can't remember his name, but the bloke with the glasses who like just can't stop talking about steak. Is it Dean?
Yeah, dude, Dean.
Dean.
Is it? No, it's like Derek.
Derek.
It's like, he left early, so
He
I
looks
can't really
like a
remember his name. Yeah. He came on and he returned to the show. And he's just like the 37-year-old like dad that no one really, he hasn't had a whole lot to do.
He's a car mechanic.
Yeah. He comes on and I'm like MAFS fan theories. I reckon there's a hidden narrative that they haven't included in the show where everyone hates that fucking guy.
I literally think it's one of those situations where you've had that like in high school or like in uni, or I've never been to uni so I wouldn't know, but we've all been in that friend group where there's always been someone who like just irks people. Like it's not because he's doing anything out of malice. It's just this person, he or she is just socially awkward. They'll laugh loud, or they'll repeat jokes, or they'll do something that is just like, oh, this guy's just like nails against a chalkboard. And I think Derek is that.
Yeah.
Like he obviously left the show. Whoever his like wife was just couldn't fucking stand him.
Yeah.
And he just goes, they return him back on the show to have like the boys' nights, and he's just like, oh yeah, I went home and I bought myself a barbecue, bought a big steak, sirloin steak, big Texas outhouse steak. I love steak.
I've had a big fry up. Last few weeks, they're like, what have you been up to since the show ended? It's like, since you left the show, it's like, I've smoking, mate.
Yeah, I bought a big smoker. That's right, not a barbecue.
Yeah, and then he walks into the fucking to the pub where the boys are at, and one of the boys just goes, "It smells like steak."
Yeah, so I don't know how many episodes you watched.
Is that his identity? He's just the steak man.
Clearly, all the guy talks about is prime cuts of meat.
Yeah,
and like that's probably what turned his like wife off. Was like, all right, Buffalo Bill, like, chill out, dude.
And the weirdest thing about this is why I think there's something going on here. He walks in and like shakes hands with everyone, and no one can like look him in the eyes.
Yeah,
they give him like a "Sup, brother?"
Yeah.
And then they,
But not even like just like look at the hands. Just hey, it's up.
yeah,
Like
literally.
Bryce literally walks up to him, and you're gonna need to jump on YouTube for the bit. But he like literally walks up. He's like, "Hey mate, how you going?" Just like asking him the question as he's turning away. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with you, mate.
Yeah. Hey, how you going, Derek? And he's like, you want a drink? Just facing the other way. It's like,
Do you want to get or do you want a beer? They're at the bar, mate.
Yeah, your section's actually over there.
But there's not one time, like, I think he yells something once, but like every introduction or greeting he has is that people are avoiding eye contact. They clearly don't want to touch him. It's just like one of those like cagey, awkward embraces, and they try and push him away as soon as possible.
Yeah, when Sam shows up and Bryce, the highlight of the shot is meant to be the Sam and Bryce encounter because they've had beef. And they do, even Sam, who's had beef with Bryce, they fucking shake hands and they do their like, g'day mate, it's a cold one, but it's there. Derek is standing right behind them looking at it, and Sam doesn't even shake Derek's hand. He's just standing there and then fucking walks away awkwardly, and Sam's like, who the fuck is that guy?
Has he ever been on the show?
You've let that guy in.
He does a thing where that you can feel like, because like Sam's like saying g'day to everyone, and then like Bryce is like the last person, and like you can feel the tension building, and they come to each other like, are they going to shake hands? And like, hey mate, hey, how you going? And then they like turn away, and like Derek, I don't know if it's because he's like on the spectrum or just like socially inept or something, but he's just like he clearly sees him have like a handshake for one moment, and he like looks away as if he's like, oh yeah, I got something better to do. I'm not the awkward guy standing here waiting for a handshake, and he missed his opportunity for a handshake from Sam. He's just like, oh, I was fucking looking at the decor on the walls, and that's all right. I'll shake my own hand.
Sam, do you reckon can we pick this up later? Do you reckon we can chat? Sam's like, I've got to bully this fucking nerd over here.
I've got steak.
I've got to. I'll bully you later, steak man. I've got to take it out with radio fucking Gonzo over here. Got a few people to destroy
This
tonight.
tomato gonzo fucking cretin.
This bright red beetroot over here.
Oh, I'm
Fried rice, Bryce.
Shouldn't say ashamed because I did enjoy the show, but I feel awkward saying that I'm really want to tune in next week to see what actually happens. It's how they hook you on these shows. Married at First Sight.
You're allowed to. It's you watch one and you're like, oh fuck, yeah. That's how I'm in the position I am now, where I'm not proud that I can tell you about MAFS. I'm not enjoying this.
This is the one time being a residential expert is actually not a good thing.
Yeah, this is awful. But hey, that's how they get you. And
Yes.
and the YouTube clips as well. You get little 5-minute snippets, and then it's just palatable. And
I was definitely playing a little bit of footsies.
See under this table.
If these walls could talk, velvet. But yeah, I was very much of the opinion. I'm like, oh, why would you watch these shows? Like they suck. There's no content to them. There's no like character development.
Yeah.
There's obviously no effort. It's just clickbait.
Yeah.
But as soon as I watch it, I'm like, oh, I see what the hype's about.
Feed me.
Yeah.
Put the drip in.
I just want to judge these people more.
Hook me up to MAFS.
And now I'm recording myself judging them.
Yeah. That's the saddest thing. We've now spent an hour sitting here talking about a show that shouldn't even be watched. We spent an hour in our free time. They say your time is your currency. We spent an hour watching it on the couch. We spent an hour talking about it here. I've spent countless hours watching it this season.
You know what, man? This is what artists do.
Life is slipping through my hands. The words of
Don't worry,
just Bernard.
Just fucking take it like Beck. Like I don't see time as a thing.
It's not finite. So do you think you'll ever do anything before you're 30? I don't even consider myself 27.
She's gonna have like a meltdown at like 29 of like, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, I didn't do anything.
Why? Why did my life just slip through my hands? So what would you give MAFS out of 10?
Oh God, it's so hard because it's shit. Obviously, it's shit, but I can't deny that it's fun to sit there and watch it.
One thing I will say is that like whatever they're paying the dude to do the score, like the music in the background, they're not paying him enough.
Yeah,
because like
they've got John Williams in the booth over there, just like. Dun. There was one point where nothing was happening. It was just people standing around, but there was this Inception style score, just dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
bam, ba, 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 ba.
Just zooming in on each other. Just
Yeah, just shots of people reacting and not talking. Just this is the whole show. Yeah, just look,
another round, anyone? Just break the tension with that.
and the editors just go, "Oh, great, nothing happened tonight. Let's try and manipulate
Yeah,
a
like,
storyline
the
just through people reacting."
producer on like a boring night, just like, fuck, what are we gonna do? There was literally nothing happening tonight. It's just like, give it to the music guy.
Yeah, yeah,
He'll cook something up.
yeah.
Have you heard what he literally got in a fucking $2 million orchestra this week just for the strings, just to do this tense part.
Why is there strings on MAFS? Why have they got an orchestra? It's not worth that. The show doesn't justify that expense.
Hey, the numbers speak for themselves.
Hey,
The
ratings.
the ratings didn't take a nosedive like Holy Moly did.
A guy calling another guy Gonzo isn't worthy of just the Titanic thing. Fried rice, Bryce.
Tune in next week.
There's not a girl on the outside. There is a girl on the outside. Pup, 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 pup. Fuck. Just record it on GarageBand. Don't use real instruments.
Yeah, just use some what's it called?
Some loop drums.
I'm gonna
808s.
No, I'm gonna forget what it's called. Royalty free.
Yeah, please. Please use royalty free for this.
Just using like the iPhone alarm app, just
Just that YouTube like smosh.com fucking music that was in every Shane Dawson video.
just don't have anything that's delicate and 10 times as more intricate and complex as the actual people on the show.
Just film the orchestra.
Yeah,
I'll watch that. That's higher quality than fucking...
they're gonna have the same expressions as Bryce, just chewing a piece of naan bread while fucking going on the viola.
I'm not stressed, you're stressed. Oh, sweet. Sam just playing the timpani, bashing the drums, looking at Bryce.
Big cymbal crash.
I'm gonna... Have you looked in a fucking mirror? They're battling it out. I'm proud of my behavior and I'm just protecting my wife. On the streets.
Jesus.
Gonzo! Cymbal crash.
And scene. Okay. Well, if I was to rate my first full MAFS experience,
Yeah, sorry, I didn't give you a number.
no, that's
after
all
all
right.
that.
I'm trying to think of what I'd actually give it. This is now an ASMR MAFS episode. I would give it. I'd give it a good 6 mimosas out of 10.
That's a good rating. 6?
Yeah,
Okay.
because like
Yeah.
as I said, it's not a show that I would like. I'd ever watch a full series of.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the type of thing that I would religiously watch ever, but I did enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I thought that
It's like a big dirty feed of KFC.
yeah, and I can see where like all of the money, probably the most frustrating thing about it that I'm thinking about now is just like all the money that goes into like Australian cinema and film is just being pumped into this reality TV show. Like the production level is fantastic.
It's saddening. It's like we can't get like some filmmaker is out there with like a fucking the next Mad Max.
Yeah,
Just like
or next Saw. Yeah.
trying to get this fucking movie made, but there's no fucking money.
No, have you seen Bryce? He's great.
Do you really think you're? Do you really think Mad Max in the desert is gonna? Well, I mean, Mad Max is already in the desert. Do you really think fucking your next script is gonna get as many views as MAFS?
Come on now. That's the whole.
Time isn't finite.
That's the whole reason I'm going to apply for next series of MAFS is just to get on there and be like, you seen Mad Max, the director's cut? Fantastic. Young Mel Gibson. Brilliant.
It's you just trying to get your script off the ground.
Just going up to the camera and be like,
You're married to your career.
my career leaves. I'm like, oh, no.
Your script writers leave. It's like, fuck. I'm really willing to stick it out just to see how this ends.
You know, it's been good for me social media. I've gone from 300 to 312 followers in 6 months.
Just a workaholic dad goes on MAFS. I'm married to my career. Just neglecting his dad, and it's just Him in the chair by himself and no one next to him.
Just a
his
stack full of scripts just next to him.
Stack full of legal files. I can't really get away from the office, but
How did we get this guy on the show? We had Bryce, so we got to bring Legal Dad on.
you're gonna bring legal dad. Yeah, I'm married to my career. I'm married to my work. I guess I do love her. She's good to me. She's given me a lot, ups and downs.
Nah, they'd never do that because that would provide some depth.
Yeah. There's your fucking MAFS script right there. Let's do it. It's more of a sketch than a script.
Okay.
There's plenty there to unpack. Jake's not on board, politely rejecting my live pitch. Yeah, no, I was just kidding.
Listen,
Shit idea, don't worry.
I'm more around having a trembly voice and yelling at people and throwing water in their face.
That's it's more cinematic to me. How are you gonna put Inception score behind Dad sitting next to legal files? Bum, 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 bum.
People will be so confused. Like, is he married or? Looks like he's been married for 30 years.
The pile can't write leave or stay. It's just him saying stay. Well, I guess silence it's not a leave.
It's golden.
It's golden.
All right.
What did I rate? This gets 4. Just out of pure, like I can't get around it. No, I'll give it a 5.5. 5.5.
Stick with your initial reaction.
No.
Don't dilly-dally.
No. It's going up. It's gonna get 5.5 Inception style burns out of 10.
Excellent. I can't wait to see
Inception
the
foghorns.
I can't wait to see the subtitles of that on the YouTube clip. Just
Captions are auto generated. BRRRFL.
Exclamation phlegm.
Oh, can I check the Broncos score before we leave?
Yeah, please. I was actually thinking about ending on a good note, which would be watching your face.
Oh, fuck
yes.
It's now at 78 minutes and it's 34-6.
I thought you were about to say it's 78-6. 34-6. Okay.
34-6 up the donkeys. We'll turn it around. Kevy's coming back.
So you're saying there's a chance?
2 minutes. You need to score 8 points a second. Go, Darius.
I just don't see time as a thing. So,
Beck trying to play any sport.
what? It's over.
The buzzer rang 10 minutes ago back.
What do you mean?
I don't see time like you, Mr. Referee.
I didn't even want to commit to this. I like the kit.
Do you like this sport? Jake, do you like this?
What is sport? But if you have watched this far, thank you for joining us this week on the air tonight. But it is an absolute goldmine free-to-air television. So if there's anything that you're watching at the moment that you'd like us to review, drop us a comment.
Let us know. Let us know what you want to see. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And we will see you next week.
Go the donkeys.